everyone can hear me. Right. Oh, it's been a while. If you can hear me, say hello. I think somebody's in here. So. If you can hear me, say hello. I think somebody's in here. Whoa. I'm getting feedback. There we go. There we go. Well, might be a slow one today. Right. Get started with a few things. If not, we got good sound. I think so. Right. Say hello if you're watching. We'll get stuck in a bit. We'll give a chance for people to come in. It's been a long time since I've done a stream though, so I don't know how many people are going to turn up, but we'll see. Hopefully I'm not too loud. Hopefully the gain's okay. Right, get cracking, I guess. Got a big box of stuff. Got to get sorted out. Doesn't matter if you live in a van or in a house, you've still got to sort things out once they start wearing out. And my sofa cover, my throw, is absolutely destroyed, so it's time to renew that. I think this is the one. Hopefully. Yeah, 180 by 250. It's a big box of all sorts of stuff. Yeah, they're there for the sofa. These are what I'm going to hopefully make some curtains out of. I don't know if that's going to work out or not. That's a bit of a thing I'm trying for new. So yeah, so essentially this is the main bed, or my bed, and I turn this into the sofa by essentially putting some cushions at the back and just covering it all with a throw. But the throw is so old now, it is really bare, and it's time to renew it. But I've had a bit of an issue with this one. It's a full-on throw for the whole thing, so I can't wash it. It's a big problem. I've tried doing it by hand, but that's just the most awful job. So I realised if I get two throws and do one for the bottom part and one for the top part, it's going to make that job a lot easier. I can actually throw them into the washing machine. But yeah, I think that's about the only way I can really handle it. So that's why I've got two. I've got one for the bottom, one for the top. But as some people are getting in, I best say hello. Right, who we got in? Well, we've got a few people. So some new people, I guess, and yeah, nobody I recognise yet. But hi, nice to meet you. If you're new, say hello. I have not streamed for so long. It's been, I don't know, probably 6-7 months since my last stream. Normally I'm on campsite somewhere doing it, if you're familiar with the channel. But yeah, it's been a minute. So yeah, I'm going to just get cracking for now, and we can have a little chat later once I have a few familiars in, hopefully. A few of the people who have been watching my channel since the start. About 2 years ago, I think I started now, almost. Right. So, yeah, I don't know how interesting this is going to be. Honestly, this is something completely new for me. Normally, it's all about camping, mostly stealth camping as well. But today, it's something new. I get to introduce you to my van life. So, anyone watching who doesn't know what's going on, I live in a van, and you can check that out on my channel. There's a video just went live a few days ago, and also one from months ago. But yeah, I've had a little bit of a hiatus, a little bit of a change to the channel now. Going to try all this new stuff and see what goes on. But yeah, hopefully we can get a few people in. Hey, Boone's in. Hi, Boone. Good to see you, man. That's one person I recognise. Who else we got? Um, oh, we've got a few people saying hi. And Mr. AI seems to be in the chat. Nice to meet you. It's I don't recognise you, but I mean, some people might have changed their names as well. To be fair, it's been so long. I know that everyone can change their names from time to time. I've got someone asking what I'm doing on the live stream. Well, hopefully I've answered that already. But yeah, essentially I'm just messing around with my sofa slash bed, which has been a job I've been meaning to do for ages, but just haven't got around to it. Boo says Mr. AI has too much money. I don't know. I don't know who that is, but if he wants to give me some money, he's more than welcome to. That's yeah, this stuff doesn't come too cheaply, unfortunately. But at least you get to have a little look about how this is all set up now. Just have these towels at the back just to add a little bit of poof, but also they kind of go on it when it's in double bed format. So it's quite a simple setup between single bed and sofa. There's not much to it really, it's just taking things on and off. But I'll throw these over here actually. But when it goes into double, then the front bit has to lift up and you have to add loads of mattress to it and stuff like that. I won't be getting into that today at all. So it's supposed to be a pretty chilled live stream to this. I'm just doing this, just waiting for a few of the guys to come in, and then I'll chit chat maybe about what's coming up on the channel and sort of the new plans really. It's a good job I've got a lot of workspace over there. I said not have anywhere to put anything. I'm going to check on the comment again. I'll regularly do that. I think the best thing to do is for me just to kind of crack on from time to time, but check the comments and see. I've got some random question in there. I mean, I've obviously got some randoms in the channel, which is in the room, whatever you want to call it, which is fun. But yeah, what's your favourite Central American brass instrument? I wouldn't know what one's a Central American brass instrument, so that's funny. But yeah, you'll get to see this now. I'm going to pull this just straight out. There's not much for it. This is for the bin. I'll show you how bad this got. Hopefully Boone's still in. You can sort of see. Look at this. Look, it looks like a hole you get in your tent after forgetting your ground sheet for about 6-7 times in a row and camping on rocks or something. But that's yeah, you can see actually. I should show you this. Look how big this thing is. It just doesn't fit in my washing machine. My washing machine's too small. Obviously, it's a bit of a luxury having a washing machine in a van anyway. So just being able to do my clothes and stuff. But it's only 3.5 kilograms, so per load. Anyone who does washing will obviously know what that means, but essentially it's a half load thing, so I can't get anything that big in it. That would be pretty rough just to put in a normal washing machine. Oh, we've got some others in. Who else have we got in? Just some random commenters. Fair play. Well, hopefully we get some nice people in the chat soon. I was hoping I might see Tim or Sparker, or any of those lads, but so far no joy there. I will get into some chit chat later. That's kind of the point of the whole thing really, is to do some chit chat, and I want to do this on a daily basis really. It's not always going to be this kind of mundane stuff. I'll still be doing some camping and some hiking and stuff like that. I've got a fair bit planned this week. The boys will be with me from tomorrow, so we'll probably get out and do some stuff for the next week. So from tomorrow until the next Friday, we'll be probably moving around, head up to a few spots, maybe these Sharpeno clappers, and I've got another spot in mind actually. Anyone who remembers the oh, Sparker's in. That stopped me mid-sentence. He's stuffing his face with stir fry. That's fair play, mate. Glad to have you in the room, though. Glad to have you here. Do we call it a room? I don't know. In the chat, I don't know. Whatever we called it. I'm obviously a little bit rusty with this, so bear with me. But yeah, there we go. That's quite a nice pattern actually. I wanted a dual tone this time. The big bold pattern was just, well, just bold colour was not really much to look at, other than it was a nice colour. But yeah, that's a bit thicker. I think it's a bit more durable, which is the idea. I think if it doesn't smell too bad, I think sometimes these things do. Man, there's some random chat in the comments. I don't know what that's about. I guess that's what happens when you do vertical live streaming. Normally I do it horizontal, but there we have it. We've got a couple of lads in. Shout out any campers out there, come on. Any of the usual crew. I guess I've got people jumping in and out, just curious as to what's going on, I suppose. I wonder how many people turn up on the stream, have a look at it, just like randomly in their feed, and be like, what on earth is this guy doing? Oh dear. You got to see the humour in it. Right. Oh, I nearly forgot actually. I've got something else to try this time as well. I got an extra sheet of flat one just to add in as an extra layer. I notice that sometimes bits get through the froze because they're quite a loose weave. So I thought a proper tight little threaded cotton thing would work out quite well. Oi. Man, that's some proper spammy stuff going in the chat. I don't know if I'm supposed to do something about people like that. I don't know. Right. Riveting stuff, I know. Let's get that rid. Whew. It's good to be back though. I'm probably going to watch Boone's video later. I think he just dropped a new video. I'm sure I saw that. I don't know. I think it was a new one. It came up in my feed anyway. So I just finished watching Tim's latest one. I think it was quite an interesting one. He was out in some proper dodgy weather. Right. I think I'm happy with that. See how scientific this is, eh? Just having at it. Right. This is always awkward though. Bit in the middle at the back. It's always a bit of a pain. There we go. That sorted it. We've got it. So that's that on. Sorted. Let's see in the chat. Oh yeah, the October Halloween challenge, that's it, yeah. Yeah, so I guess that's this month's one then, I guess. So, is that like the challenge video? Is that what I saw? Boone. I guess it was the, we call it the challenge video, the announcement video, I suppose, whatever we call it. So, I've got to watch that one and see what it's about for this month. And I'll hopefully try to participate. It sounds, just on the face of it, just from the title, it sounds interesting. So yeah, I'm hoping to get involved with that. I might do a live one on the weekend itself, or I might try and pre-record one. Sort of depends how the month goes. I've got a trip planned with Noah and Tim. When's that going to be? On the 11th, so in about a week, yeah, just over a week's time. We're supposed to be heading up, well, not anywhere far, just somewhere close, maybe up to the Chilterns or over into Thetford Forest, something like that. Just something local, just to get back into it and spend a weekend with the lads. So that should be a lot of fun, and definitely be filming that. Hopefully I can get out for something else this month as well. Obviously I want to get out before the weather gets too cold for as many as I can, if I can get out for some. I need a new tent. That's something we'll probably deal with on another live bit down the road, is I've got to figure out which tent I want and what kind of tent I want. But that's a whole video, that is. Oh, it's complicated, figuring out new tents and stuff. Yeah, cheers, Boone. Yeah, well, I figured a relaxed one's the way to go. Also, that's kind of what I want to do with the channel a little bit, is not always do big, crazy adventures like the one where I walked across the country. That was a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun thing I've done in a long time. But it doesn't all have to be like that, I feel. So some of my more favourite camps are the stealth camps, just because they're really sort of straightforward. There's not like a huge amount of planning and then like a week's worth of like torture, essentially. It's more just like one night, pick somewhere, get it done. Yeah, that's something I really want to take into with the van life portion of things, is just taking it a bit easy, taking a bit chill, and just, yeah, trying to give people a place to come along and spend a bit of time. That's one of the things I say was my favorite thing about starting up the channel in the first place. I'd say there's two things that I didn't expect that were just incredible, really, when I started the channel, which is finding new friends like Tim and Paul, and yourself as well, Boone. But the other thing was just doing the live streams when I was out on camp and just really chilling with it. Yeah, it was a good chat then. I really enjoyed that sort of thing, and everyone got involved. There was sometimes there was so much banter. It was unbelievable. I think my favourite one had to be on the roundabout, actually, in Biggleswade. The amount of banter in the chat on that one was just incredible. We had Tom in the tent, but I think you popped in for that one a little bit, but there was loads of people just in there, just having proper banter amongst themselves. It didn't even need me there. It was quite good. But yeah, that was one of the more memorable ones. Not because it was on a roundabout, but because of all the people in the chat. So yeah, I want to do lots more of that. That's kind of this idea, is give people a place to come along, have a proper chat like that. I'm feeling like maybe I should be doing it horizontal rather than vertical. I feel like that seemed to draw more of our crowd, but maybe it's just because I've come back and I'm trying new content. Maybe the algorithm's pushing it out to more random people. I don't know. Oh, there's this love heart thing that is getting in the way. I have to move the thing to get the interaction. Yeah, do you know, the video premiering thing, I enjoy that, but slight annoyance. When I put a video out for members first, you can't then premiere it after that, so it just kind of switches from members only to public. And I'm a bit annoyed with that, because I'm like, that would be quite nice to give it to the members to do like a pre-watch or whatever. But then when it goes public, why can't I premiere it for the public at that point? That's really annoying. But I'd like to do that, because obviously I've got people on memberships who pay to see things early. So I've got to uphold that a little bit and give them some early stuff. But the fact that I can't premiere it off that is really annoying. Oh yeah, we've got some other chatting. Well, hi to anyone new. I'm going to repeat myself now, so I do apologise if there's anyone who's been here since the start. But I'm a van lifer and also a stealth camper and wild camper and a hiker and all that sort of thing. And I do all that on the channel, and I do lots of normal main videos. But this is me attempting to do daily live streams where I'm just going to have people in for the chat and just share my day-to-day life, really, which sometimes is really mundane and boring, and sometimes I'm out doing something really cool. So I might be filming a video. If I'd been doing this yesterday, you'd have got to look at me just head in the works of the van somewhere, just trying to put some plumbing together and stop a big flood and all sorts of nonsense. It was all going on yesterday, and that's actually part of a video that'll be out soon. But yeah, sometimes I'll be out in the hills somewhere in the mountains or in a forest doing a little wild camp, or maybe in the town somewhere doing a stealth camp if I feel like that sort of thing. I think the stealth camp is going to be more geared towards doing the Stealth Camping Alliance stuff, really. So I'll probably go more towards the wild camping when I'm not doing those challenges, and then steer back to stealth camping when I'm doing the challenges, because it's nice to get out and get into the proper countryside. I mean, even when I'm doing that, it's sometimes a bit stealthy, I'll be honest. Me and Noah, in the years that we've done some really shady places that aren't necessarily thumbnail worthy for stealth camping, but man, they were some shocking spots. So what's this? Boone says, tell us a bit about van life. Do you travel around or stay in an area? Where do you park, for example, and is that easy/legal? Good questions, Boone. So I do mostly stick to this area just because this is where I work, and there's my allotment here, for instance, which is something else you'll probably see on the live streams going forward. But I do like to travel when I can, and this makes it a lot easier. So, for instance, as I was saying, this week coming, me and the boys will do some random spots. I'll just sort of pick a route or direction. We'll just go to some of the places I know in the local area, but then carry on and go somewhere new, and just park up wherever we can find something. Really, it's not that difficult if you're only going to stay like one night or even two sometimes. If you're staying for a long time, that gets a bit more tricky. So there's spots in this local area where there's sort of the ideal parking spaces. Mostly I consider not parking in front of people's houses or their driveways or blocking up any roads, basically being considerate. But then I also want to consider solar, so I want my panel to be facing south, and I don't park in car parks, generally speaking. I sometimes do if it's a car park which is leaning towards that. Sometimes you've got like these gravel things where you're in the middle of nowhere and no one cares that you're parked in there. But I'm not one for parking in car parks that are maintained by councils or anything like that, because that can bring a little bit of heat, and there's also no need. It's completely legal to just park up on legal roadside parking somewhere, because I'm fully taxed, MOT'd and insured and all that sort of thing. So I've as much right to park somewhere random as anybody else. And that's kind of what I do. I just try to be considerate where I park, so I'm not causing a hazard or causing any obstructions, and also just somewhere quiet. I don't park on 60-mile-an-hour roads. That's awful. We generally stick to cul-de-sacs or little dead-end roads and things like that. And yeah, just searching on Google Maps, sometimes just driving to a location and driving around for 10 minutes and you'll probably find something. Especially if it's for the one night, you can literally park in so many places. Because I'm not stealthy, but what's going to happen? Somebody tells the council. We had that once. We went down the south coast to Axminster. We were sort of doing a tour of the south coast from somewhere near Brighton, sort of Hove area. We did a bit of walking on the Seven Sisters and stuff, but then we sort of went west along the south coast, stopping at different places. And one of the spots we stopped in was Axminster, and we stopped there. We were planning on it, but we didn't plan to park where we were. But I got a flat tire on the van, so I just had to pull over and call up a guy and say, can you come out in the next day or two to do a new tire for me? And he was like, yeah, we can get you sorted, no problem. But we had to wait a couple of days for that to get sorted. So in the meantime, we were parked in this random road. It's not my favourite parking space, I have to be honest, but the local council got notified and the guy came along and he wasn't at all fussed about us being there. He was more concerned that we had everything we needed. He was like, is there anything I can do and to help you out and stuff like that? And we were like, well, no, not at all really. And he goes, you've got any rubbish take? And I was like, well, I don't have any rubbish take because I've got enough bin space, but I do have some compostables that we normally take to my allotment, but they've built up over the week and they're starting to smell. We put them in a bag, and I was like, is there any chance you've got, you know, where there's a place that I could put compostables? And he was like, oh, I'll take them for you. We've got a compost bin at the whatever place he was talking about. And I said, oh, brilliant. So we took that, and that was quite handy. But yeah, most of the time councils are pretty positive. If they know you're just there temporarily, you're going to move on. And especially because we don't cause rubbish or litter and do any of those bad things that like some of the travelling communities can do. I've had some really bad stories about stuff like that, to be honest. I think the most heat we ever get is if we're parked somewhere where there's a lot of van life or even just sort of caravan touring and stuff like that. People doing all sorts of really nasty things that the locals really get annoyed with. I think that's quite a hot topic really over on the NC500. That's where my parents are at the moment. They're doing a tour of the NC500 in a new motorhome, and there's a lot of sort of articles now all the time about locals hating it all because there's so many people just disrespecting it. And I'm like, yeah, that's not on. You should be respecting everyone's space and whatnot. Um, So yeah, Silent Damsel 79 is asking if I've ever been to Scotland. No, I have not. It is on the cards to do it at some point. I keep wanting to do it, but it's just such a long drive, and obviously I've got to work, and I work down here. But if I can get like and maybe like a month or two off from work, I think that would be the idea. If the channel ever took off to the point where I was earning enough money that I could say, oh, I'll take a couple of months off from work and go off and do some travel, I think Scotland would be the first thing that I do for sure. But at the moment, I just can't take that level of time off. And as well, the logistics now of being separated or divorced, or even call it, it's not as easy as it used to be. So when we were a family in the van, we just went off wherever we wanted to. It didn't really matter if as long as we had like enough holiday time from our jobs, we could go wherever we wanted. It didn't matter. So a couple of weeks here, a couple of weeks there. Now, if I want to go away for 2 weeks, I've got to start planning things around. Am I going to have the boys for the 2 weeks or not have them? And I've got to talk to their mum and figure things out. So I generally try to stick to just traveling where I can get to in a week. So obviously that means maybe a day or two of traveling, spend some time sort of there and then come back. Or like what I'm planning to do this week, which is just spend half the week traveling out before then spending half the week traveling back. Well, I say half a week, probably about 3 days out, 3 days back, because Ethan has his table tennis nearby as well. He's got a club he goes to. So yeah, we're definitely firmly still sort of grounded here, but Scotland would be on the cards if I could get the time off and if I can work something out with my boys and maybe get them to join me, or maybe they'd have to stay behind. I don't really know how that would work, to be honest, but yeah, it'd be lovely. What else we got? We've got some more questions, I'm sure. Yeah, Boon's just saying about it's great how some people are still helpful and kind-hearted. I tell you, being a van lifer, I've met so many really lovely people. It's crazy. I couldn't tell you like how many people. The stories that stick in my head are things like when we went to Wicksteed Park and we parked right near it so we could go in a couple of days. But then later on we parked a little bit away from it near Stannick Lakes, I think is where we used to go. And I found like a sort of a very new build kind of townish type of place. We were on the outskirts and we parked up in this little spot just away from the houses enough, but there was a house fairly close. We weren't in front of them or anything. We were kind of on a dead end bit of the road. And essentially, this guy who lived in the house came out, and I thought he was going to have a bit of a gripe at us for having parked there, but he was actually really sweet. He just said, "I'll just let you know, but some like drug dealers and stuff like that use this spot, so just to let you know." And we're like, "Oh yeah, no problem. We'll sort of only be here for a day or two, and they'll probably keep their distance from us, so it'll probably be all right." And then he offered to let us use his bins if we had any rubbish, which I thought was really quite nice of him because a lot of people don't think to do that. And at the time when he asked that, we were actually busy clearing up loads of rubbish because we realised as we pulled up there was just tons everywhere. So the boys jumped out, got a couple of bin bags and the litter pickers, and then we're just going around harvesting everything up. And I said to him, "Well, if you don't mind, we're just clearing up a load of this rubbish. Could we put that in your bins?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, sure." So that's nice. You get people like that. And then we've had people literally just, I think when we were at Wales the first time, a couple of ladies just literally made friends with the boys really quick. And we're like, "Oh, we want to give them like £10 so they can go to this ice cream place." And then they gave me the name of this ice cream parlour in where is it called? It's like Swansea. It's called something. I can't remember. It's down on the sort of southerly bit of it. Can't remember what it's called now, but there's like an area of it where like a lot of people go. And there's like this ice cream parlour, and it's quite famous in the area, but we didn't know anything about it. And so they gave me the name and I found it, and we took the boys there. And you don't find these kind of things without people kind of volunteering that sometimes. And yeah, we get lots of that, to be honest. We get loads of people just being really positive, so it's good. Oh yeah, so Silent Damsel 79 says, "Yep, I have an empty driveway." I'm like, well, I'm actually on my parents' empty driveway at the moment. I'm waiting for an Amazon delivery. I think I mentioned earlier I've been working on the pipework in the van. I've been working on my hot water and heating system. I basically have hot water that comes from my stove and cycles around, and it's been a bit of a project to be honest. And there'll be a video out on it, but there's some bits which are slightly leaking that I'm not happy with, so I'm going to replace them out. And yeah, I'm just waiting on the parts. That's why I'm parked here today. I was a little bit unsure about the internet here, but it seems to be okay, I think, which is good. What else we got? Oh, Dan Gaze is in. Hi, Dan Gaze. Nice to see you, man. Is he saying, how are you? You're looking to Oh, you're looking to get a camper van, are you? Oh, it's a good idea, man. You can get around and have some fun in it, I tell you. Uh, oh, boys, yeah, yeah. No, the boys are great, mate. The boys are fantastic. They've been cracking on. Henry's hopefully getting a place in a scheme over at Bedford where he's going to start doing his GCSEs, and yeah, so I won't see as much of him, I don't think, going forward because he's going to spend a bit more time at his mum's to do that, but. I'll still get him out for some adventures, but there's going to be a lot of just me and Ethan, I think. And Ethan loves that, to be honest. A bit of like solo time with Dad. We got a video out actually of me and him just having a bit of fun over at Ivanhoe. That was a great day actually. We had a good week together that week. Check that one out actually, Dan. If you haven't seen that already, it's a good laugh actually. And if you haven't been over there, because that's pretty close to us, Ivanhoe Beacon. I don't know if you know it, but it's probably the best thing you're going to get in terms of a place to go hiking around here that's that close. I think the Sharpenoe Clappers and Barton Hills, that sort of area, is almost as good and it's a bit closer, but Ivanhoe Beacon, man, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that around here, to be honest. I just don't think there's anything close to that until you start getting out to the Peak District and things like that. So yeah, check it out if you fancy it, especially if you get yourself the camper van. There's plenty of space up there for that sort of thing. We've met a few van lifers up there as well, so yeah. Well worth it. All right, see you, Boone. Take care, man. Thanks for popping in. It's been great to have you. To be fair, I probably won't keep everyone too much longer on the stream, to be honest. I want to keep these fairly short. I don't want these going into 4-hour streams like we used to get. This is a no-go. So I'm going to crack on, actually, because I've been chatting for ages. Excuse me, I'm a bit bunged up. I just getting over a cold. So, yeah, let's try and find the tag on this. So for anyone who has just joined, this is my bed that turned into a sofa, and I'm basically renewing the throws on it because the old ones are like years old and they're just so threadbare, it's unreal. Got holes in them even. I've had to turn it around a few times to get the holes so they're not visible, and there's no more options. Another hole comes and it's just, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to have a big hole in the middle where you're sitting. So it was time to get fresh ones. And I've been smart about it this time and got 2 separate ones so I can actually clean them in my washing machine. Right. Yeah, time for me to shut up a little bit and just do some stuff rather than chit-chatting away. Right, try and get this about right. It's about lining it up on the first attempt. And then that's it. Plenty of overhang at the back is the key, so it doesn't want to shift. There we go. Ooh, lift that up. Pull, keep tight. There we go. Excellent. Easy as that. I think this is one of the keys actually to anything in a van when you're designing it. If you're doing it yourself, you want to keep things really simple. If you start getting complicated, there's just more things that can go wrong. And that's something that I realised as I was designing things for the van. I originally wanted beds that would lift themselves up and do all this and do all that. The issue is, the more complicated it is, just the more hassle it is day to day, but also the more that can go wrong, and then you've got to fix it. And that's something I've learned plenty of over the last sort of I don't know, how long is it now? It's got to be, what, 4.5 years, yeah. So call me not necessarily an expert, but certainly knowledgeable about the subject. If you're building things on your own and doing it all DIY, when you design it, keep the design simple. Don't go all out mad with it. Probably should have done these both at the same time. I don't think it would have mattered about doing them separately. There you go, hindsight 2020. To be fair though, it's not a big deal. Should go on pretty easy still. I'm hoping the final result's going to look alright. It could look absolutely terrible. There we go. Yep, that'll do. Hopefully. I think I've put too much of that behind. That's alright then. Just put it out a little bit. There we go. Let's try that. Let's put this thing together. See how we go. Get a good look at what the sofa looks like when it's actually put back together. Riveting stuff, I know. Yeah. Oh, we've got tassels sliding out. Right, okay. That's that. Grab some bits and pieces and put them in. Oh. So. Ah, is that my delivery driver out there? I think so. No, I think that was the delivery driver. I was hoping to catch him before we delivered it, because if any of it's small enough to go through the letterbox, I'm not getting it back. Right. Let's really find out if it works or not. I'll say this much about streaming in vertical. You definitely get some fluctuation in numbers. Goes up and down quite a lot. And we've got some random people in at first. Not that I mind random people. All are welcome, as long as you're being nice. Right. There we go. Oh, that's a bit more busy than I expected it to be, but there we go. Let's say you turn a bed into a sofa. Put Allie up in the corner. It doesn't look too bad on camera, I'll be honest. Let's put this one back here. I'll be interested to see what the boys' reaction is going to be when they come along. There we go. Oh, lovely. Got a nice hand feel as well. Right, let's check out. Oh. we've got here? Oh, hi Quentin, I see you're in. Sorry, I've just been busy, so I haven't been watching messages. Let me catch up quickly. So, what we got? Oh yeah, Boone was talking about. So yeah, we got that. Oh, weird. I'm just looking back up it. I thought I didn't see Quintin's. Maybe it's maybe it wasn't there before. I don't know. That's weird. Sorry, Quintin, if you're still. Hopefully you are. I didn't see that you saying hello, but yeah. So oh, Mark from Scotland apparently. Good to see you, Mark. Hopefully you're still here. Yeah, this is weird. Some of the messages sort of propagate a bit later than others, and then they kind of just go up above everyone's. That's weird. Sort that, YouTube, eh? Quentin's still here. Good to see you, man. Yeah. And we've got our Sparkers still here. That's great to see. Hopefully you haven't lost the feed. Yeah. Yeah, weird. Yeah, the feed. No, the feed's okay now, I think, hopefully. Oh, this is the trouble with live. Sometimes things go a bit wonky and you just don't know, and there's no way to sort of tell. There's no kind of controls to go, there's a bit of an issue, you might want to check this, you might want to check that. You just, until somebody says in the chat, oh, we can't hear you, or our messages aren't getting through, or whatever like that, you just don't know. And I've definitely had it in the past, actually, where some people have told me after the stream that they messaged about different things. I'm like, I never saw that. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't like I'll miss the odd one, I'm sure, like just the odd one here and there. But they're like, no, I said this and this and that. And I'm like, no, I didn't see any of this. I didn't even know you were in the chat. So yeah, I think it happens, but hopefully the chat's okay now. But I'm going to probably wrap this thing up now. I think that's pretty good for day one. We've had decent numbers at times and people in and out. Good to see some of the regulars. Yeah, just hopefully we can do this plenty regular. But obviously, don't feel like you've got to turn up for every live stream. It's just whenever you fancy it. And the whole point is, and I think this is what I want to wrap this one up with actually, is, as I was saying before, the two things that I loved about starting this channel is how I made some friends, genuinely good friends, from just having this shared kind of YouTube experience, really. It's a shame I've lost one of them, and yeah, life happens, but still got Tim and still got you guys, and yeah, that's one of the things that I've loved about the channel. But the second thing was the live streams and just being able to have banter with everyone and almost just hang out just like friends. And that's kind of what this is about with the daily streams. Just coming in, if you've joined the channel and you don't like camping or van lifing, or you're not interested in it, it doesn't really matter. If you just want to come in and feel like you've got somebody to chat to or to watch and engage with, or even just to sit at home, if you've got nothing else to do and you're just bored and you want something to watch, that's fine too. But that's kind of the point. For the last sort of several months, one of the things I've struggled with the most is not having the boys with me, and kind of also just being on my own a lot more. Normally, like when I was still with my ex, I'd come home, and even on the days when I wasn't really happy to be around so much noise and chaos, you still had somebody around at least. And there's that big sort of difference when you, even if you're not happy, and then you're now all on your own, even though you maybe weren't always happy every time being around certain people. Being on your own is a whole different ball game, and I know firsthand what it's like to just be sitting on your own at home, just not having anybody to talk to, and not feeling like you can reach out to anybody. And I've got friends, and I've got people I can talk to, but Noah's got a newborn. Tim had a lot of stuff he was dealing with. Obviously, Paul did as well, and some of my other friends, they've got their own lives and their own things, and you feel like, do you really want to be reaching out and pestering these people? And that's kind of what I want to try to do here, is just give people a place to come and just hang out. If you're got a loose, if you're at loose end, or if you're feeling a bit alone and just you want somebody to chat to and interact with. I think, you know, having something like this out there where if someone wants to come into the chat and just watch and just feel like they've got somebody there, that's good enough. But if they want to engage and they want to actually talk and they want to ask questions or they want to put their view or point across, that's even better. That'd be fantastic. And especially I could do with some ideas and criticism on some of the things that I'm trying to do, that sounding board even, just to bounce ideas off of and things like that. So yeah, it's that's the idea anyway of the streams, and that's why I've decided to do daily streams, because I enjoy it, but I also think I could help somebody feel a little bit better about, you know, their evening and what they're doing with it, and not feel like they're just like scrolling through TikTok or YouTube shorts and melting their brain and nothing else. So yeah, hopefully we can do a little bit better than that. Hopefully, I don't really know. So we'll get here. Oh, it's Daft. Nice to see you, man. And yeah, he's my. I'd say he's gonna be one of my best supporters. I've got to say, I'm gonna give him a shout out actually, because I'm not used to it yet, so I do apologise, Daft Hat. But I was supposed to give you a shout out in my video, but I didn't, because obviously that's one of the things on the you're on the top tier of my members. You're my only one up there, to be fair. But I was like, that's really cool of you to have joined. And I completely forgot I'm supposed to give a shout out, so I'll remember to do that going forward. But here's your shout out now. Thanks very much for your support, man. I really appreciate that. It's that put a smile on my face actually when I just looked on my YouTube app and I noticed that suddenly I just like there was a spike in the earnings graph or whatever you call it, and I was like, what's that from? And I looked around and I thought, where's this? I don't understand. And then I finally figured out somebody had actually joined on my membership. I was like, that's crazy, but much appreciated. I don't know you why that night, months ago or now, it doesn't really matter. I'm just happy to have people here enjoying the stream and, you know, support like that. I mean, it's a weird thing actually. Until you experience people just showing you support like that, like I used to think, oh, you know, YouTubers and that, they say that they appreciate people joining the channels and paying memberships and stuff, but of course they do. It's they want the money. But I will be honest, there's this huge thing about like that I feel when I have people who regularly comment or come into the live streams, like yourself or Sparko or Boone, and like countless others that just like Quinton, even just getting into the comments and giving me them shout outs, let me know that you've enjoyed that video. There's something really cool about that. And then someone actually going to the effort to join the channel is just like ridiculous. Like just, I don't know what you call it, like validation or just some, I don't know what the name for it is. I'll be honest, I have no idea what I'd call it. Hey, Noah's in. Hi, Noah. Yeah, that's a surprising thing actually, and I've learned so much from YouTube just from having a different perspective on things. It's crazy. I look at it now and I go, oh, well, actually no, because I know that there's that creator where when I've sent a couple of comments about their videos or whatever, that might have actually resonated with them. They might have seen that and been like, you know, I really, you know, that makes me feel good about what I've done. Or gives you the energy to put like more into your next video. I think this is one of those things where it's a bit of a trap to fall into if you start worrying about view counts and like how much you're earning. It's not really about that. It's about how many people are you actually engaging with. And I think that's the real thing for me, is when I feel people engaging with me on the channel, it's fantastic. And when they show that level of support, where they want to come in and regularly watch my stuff and chat with me, I mean, yeah, that's that really means something actually. So yeah, but that's enough waffle. That's enough of me going on. Yeah, I know Quinton. Quinton's watched loads of my videos. You comment on a lot of them as well, which I really appreciate actually. It's really hard to get people to comment actually on videos. I read this thing. I can't remember if it was from some YouTube documentation or just maybe like a vidIQ or something video. But it's this rule of tens or something where it's like it's very hard to get someone to even just click on your video and watch it, and it's 10 times harder to get them to click on the like button, and then it's 10 times harder than that to get them to interact with a comment, and then it's 10 times harder than that again to get them to do membership. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I don't know if it's exactly 10 on each step, but it's definitely magnitudes harder for each different like step, because there's people who, you know, even friends who or family who watch my stuff. I'm pretty sure my boys watch some of my videos and forget to like leave a comment or a like, and that sometimes they just watching the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and they're not really thinking about that. So yeah, when people do that, it really does leave an impression. It really does. Yeah, I was going to wrap it up, but we've got a few of the regulars in. I'm going to just keep it going just for a little bit longer, but we're not going past an hour. I'm going to say that now. We're not going past an hour. But yeah, good to see you, Noah. I wasn't sure you'd make a live stream, to be honest, with everything you've got going on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to our trip soon. I haven't worked anything out yet. It's still like there's no plan other than the timing of it. So I've got to really work out where we're going to go. I'm going to go. So I'm going to go to the west with the boys this week. So I'm thinking going east of Thetford would probably work out better for us, or something around that area. Maybe like somewhere in Cambridgeshire or something like that. But yeah, so maybe not too many hills or any kind of picturesque stuff, but plenty of spaces for us to get a proper campsite going with a decent fire and whatnot. Yeah, yeah, it looks like everyone's sort of back in. Really, it's really nice to see everyone back from the old days. It feels so long ago. It really does. It's like a lifetime ago. And everyone's so polite as well. I like that. Everyone's well mannered. So we've got, so everyone, you know, a quick experiment, because my thing up here says that I've, like, just up the top here, I've got a thing that says 8 people in the chat, or watching, or whatever that means. So, and I'm just curious how many of the OG crew are here. So everyone give a quick like emoji or hi or thumbs up or something, like just in the chat. Everyone quickly type something now, just so I can see everyone who's here. I'm really curious. Go on, let's see everybody who's actually in the room. Let's get, come on. Everyone type something, just a little thing. Come on. I just read Daft. Daft Hats just said, I meant to say that weight you lost. I found it. Or no, it found me. Oh dear, that's the trouble. It often finds its way back. That's the biggest trouble with that sort of thing. So Quinton and Sparker said hi. Now this is interesting because I and obviously Daft Hat said his joke, so we're going to count that. Nobody else has said anything, or the chat doesn't work very well. So that's going to be very interesting, because we had this issue with Quinton. I'm pretty certain that his first couple of messages weren't there until popped in later, but it could just be me being distracted with chit chat. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I can really show you guys. We're supposed to wrap this thing up already. I've finished my new sofa. If Noah's in still, I don't know if you can see, but I've finally got a new throw on the sofa. It's been needing it for a while. It's a bit busier than I thought it was going to be. I thought a two-tone thing would look quite nice. I'm not sure. It's okay on camera. It looks fine there, but in real life, when I look at that, it does that thing where it starts to look fuzzy because there's so much going on. But I think it's okay. I think I like it. I've got new covers for the chairs to match the colouring up, and then I've got the same throws for curtains up the top. I'm just hoping I haven't made a big mistake with the two-tone. We'll see how that goes. Oh, well, it moves. So if I do that, does that go all crazy? It looks all right on mine, to be fair. But or is it when the camera moves? I'm just going to move the camera a little bit. I mean, it looks okay on my screen. I don't know. It could be something else. But yeah, that's yeah, it's definitely busier than I thought it was going to be. But it's a bit late now. I bought them, and it's on. Yeah, it's not even that. Like, it's just a really simple zigzag. I assumed it would be quite nice, and it is. It's just very difficult to look at for a long time. But as I don't spend much time looking at the sofa, I think I'm all right. Do you want a quick tour or look around before I go, or have you lot all seen this already on all the videos? That's the question, isn't it? More when I was putting it on, yeah, I can imagine, imagine when I was throwing this thing around, I imagine the camera was going absolutely mental with that. But yeah, do you like my cushions, by the way? Look, little doggy cushions or bears or something, I don't know, they got ears and all that. Go on in. Who thinks it's a bear and who thinks it's a dog? I mean, I don't know, I just think of them as a dog, but yeah, I had them for a long time. I got them because I thought the boys would like them, and they were quite young at that point. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely getting on now, and I'm saying nothing. I'm just a bystander. Right. Well, it's been fantastic, guys. But I am going to wrap this up now. It's getting late, and I want to go and see if my parcel arrived and if it's been posted through the letterbox or if it's sitting by the door. I'm hoping it's sitting by the door so I can just grab it because I don't have access to it in the house. So if they've posted that through the letterbox, I'm going to have to order another one. And the problem was I wanted it today, and I could have, and so if I wanted it today, I couldn't get it dropped off at a locker, which is what I normally do. I just have it dropped off to a locker and pick it up whenever I've got the time. But with the sort of the very fast delivery, sometimes they want you to have an address, and certain items they have to go to an address and not a locker. So I had to have it go to the house, and I was like, oh, I'll be all right. I'll just park on the driveway, and hopefully I'll catch the guy like I normally do. Fingers crossed, eh? But I've got a lot of buttons in here. I reckon someone should count them up and see how many buttons I've said today. Yeah, cheers, Quentin. I will be safe, you too, man. And yeah, hope all is well with you. You guys need to get a bit more. I suppose I need to ask questions of everyone, actually. I've got to get used to that. I've got to ask you guys how you've been doing and what you've been up to. But we'll do that tomorrow or whenever I see you guys. Hopefully, I'll see you guys soon. But yeah, I'll be here tomorrow, that's for sure. The target is somewhere between sort of 5 and 8 p.m. UK time to do my streams. It's not going to be the same time every day because obviously I've got to give myself a little bit of flexibility. But I'll be here tomorrow, somewhere in that ballpark. Maybe a bit later tomorrow. I'm not quite sure. It depends on the timing with me and the boys. They'll be coming over in the afternoon after I finish work, and then we're going to head off over, I think, towards the Clappers. The hope is to do the live stream tomorrow up in the Clappers. I think I've got enough internet up there that I can live stream it and everyone can see the view. If we're early enough that I can do that and we have the light, then we'll do that. If not, then it'll be a bit of a later one, and I guess I'll figure something out. We'll probably be in the van again. I don't know. But yeah, it'd be great to see you guys soon. But for now, have fun.